Howdy. So far we've gone over AWS mainly in this series, and I'm going to continue to go over AWS, but I wanted to show you a little bit of Azure as well, so you kind of get a feel of what a different cloud provider does and how similar it is and what the differences are a little bit. So I created a couple of files here. I've created an AWS and an Azure one just for examples. I'm not going to run anything, but we'll just go through the code a little bit. So like our typical AWS setup, we've had our provider, which is AWS, and then our resources here, which go to the provider. So we have an AWS virtual private cloud and an AWS subnet. So let's go to an example of Azure. So I've got a few things. So Azure operates a little bit differently than AWS. So for our provider here, our provider now is Azure RM, and that's the prefix for everything Azure related. So we have the same thing of version here. We're specifying the version, and then you have a features block here. This features block is required if you're using the Azure Resource Manager for version 2.0 and above. Which the version 2.0 for Azure came out, I believe, early 2020. So some people might still be on 1. So if you're on 1, you don't need the features block, but if you're on 2, you need an empty features block, else you will get errors. But you can see how this is very similar to the AWS things. So we have a provider, and then we have resources which belong to Azure. So with Azure, Azure has resource groups, which basically everything you create in Azure goes into a resource group. So you do everything the same as just like with AWS. So you have a resource, and then you have the resource itself, and then an identifier, the resource name. So let's Google essentially Terraform Azure resource group. And it's usually the first hit. So you can see an example, just like AWS, it's very similar. We just have a name and then a location. And one thing you might notice with AWS, we specified a location, which is kind of our region in the provider. Well, Azure, most of the time, the locations are based on the resource itself or the instance. That's just how Azure works differently from AWS. It's not a Terraform thing. This is just kind of Azure. So every time you create like an instance or a resource or something on Azure, you always specify a location. So we're just saying the name of the resource group. We're just going to give it an arbitrary name, and then the location. So just some type of location. So you can see here, which both are required. So you can also add tags. So the location is just going to be, whatever location you need. So we have tags as well. And then, let's see, we have our virtual network. I'm going to move this up because, I don't know, we're just doing a virtual network in a subnet. Yeah, so to create a virtual network in Azure, we're just doing Azure RM virtual network. Same, and then location. Again, we're just taking the output of this resource group from here, Azure Resource Group, RG location, the name. Then the subnet, we're just doing, just like, very similar to AWS. So subnet, we have to specify the setter block and the VPC. Here we have to specify the resource group and the virtual network. You see how we have to specify the location here in the virtual network as well. So, and then if we want to create the resources here for Azure as well, all we do is Terraform apply. I may have some errors. Yeah. I have duplicate resource. So this is actually a good error here that we just discovered here. So when you run Terraform apply, Terraform is automatically going to compile all of the files in this directory. So even though we just modified these, it's compiling all of these files into basically just one big file when it goes to do everything. So it doesn't care that if you had 5 files or 1 file. It's going to compile them all together. So what happened here is it sees a deep duplicate resource of AWS subnet main, or AWS VPC main, and AWS subnet web. That's because we have that defined here in the main file and in this AWS file here. So that's why this is only for Terraform's use here. So we could just name this to main foo and web foo, and then we won't get that error. And then we got another error. Oh, we already did a default configuration. So we already provided the provider in this main file, so we don't need it twice. We could, if we wanted to, we could say that this is going to go to US East for this resource here, but we're not going to get into that right now. I just want to keep it at single. So for now, I'm just going to comment all this out anyways. It's a little confusing. I just want to show that, to do Azure and AWS, it's all just the same Terraform apply. And then no suitable installed. All right, so I just added this new provider. So previously we've had the AWS provider, but I just added the Azure, so it's not, I haven't downloaded it. So this is where you have to run the Terraform init again, and that will pull the correct Azure provider. All right, so it's pulled that. So now we should be able to do apply. Perfect. So now we can just go through this and kind of see what it's going to do. So this is going to do our AWS and our Azure configuration all in the same thing. So here it's creating the AWS instance here, AWS still, and then now we're down to Azure as well. So now we got Azure Subnet, Azure Resource Group, Azure Virtual Network. I'm not going to create those. I just want to do this as an example. But you can see how it's really easy to use multiple cloud providers in your Terraform configuration, and just if you need to if you need to use both of them in one of your setups, you can use both of them. Or if you have other setups that just need one or the other, either way you can just use Terraform to do it, and you don't have to worry about using ARM templates, which are Azure templates. So Azure Resource Manager, abbreviation is ARM. Those templates, or CloudFormation for AWS. So you just learn Terraform, and you can create all your infrastructure from that. And it's a lot less learning curve for new developers coming on your teams or things like that, because it's just learn Terraform, and they don't have to worry about learning CloudFormation or ARM. One last thing is the authentication is a little different for Azure. So before with AWS, we use the CLI, the environment variables. But with Azure, the easiest way is to use the Azure CLI authentication. So let's see here. I'll link this document to the description, but you can look and see at the different ways of authenticating. Depending on what you want to do, the easiest way if you're just developing locally is just to do the authentication from the Azure CLI. So if you're authenticated into the Azure CLI, this will just your Terraform configuration will just work fine. So you don't have to worry about that much. But if you're doing other things, you might use a service principal. And if you have maybe in CI/CD pipeline or something like that. But so the logging in is a little bit different for this provider, and all other providers are going to have different ways to authenticate to the actual infrastructure itself. So keep that in mind. So if you try to run this example, you might get an error because you're not logged in. It's because you need to make sure you're authenticated for Azure. So with this provider, we need to be authenticated for Azure. And with this provider, we need to be authenticated with AWS.